we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and go from 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and go. From 7 to 9, when you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and go from 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and go.
All right, welcome in here on this Tuesday morning as we are working our way through the week, the first week of the new era of LSU football. Good morning to all of you. We have a packed studio this morning. Everyone is here. Me, Lloyd, Christian, Jonathan, Wyatt. Everybody's made their way into the studio this morning as we continue to celebrate the beautiful time it is to be an LSU Tiger. Good morning to all of you in the chat this morning. Slat always there first. Morning. Sabrion, boys, is Baker gone? Alex Sport Talk, good morning. Just getting off work. I work overnights. Go Tigers.
Oh.
Let's see. Sabrion,
he's a man of the night.
Please don't let Blake leave LSU. It's not time yet, Lord. Amen, Sabrion.
Amen.
But appreciate everybody getting in here this morning. Everyone that's in the room this morning, how we doing?
Excellent. I had a team lunch yesterday that went as well as we can do in public. Maybe worse.
I wouldn't say worse.
6 or 7 out of 10.
I would say we did. It was okay. It definitely could have been worse.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're learning.
Yep.
Wyatt adds a layer to it for sure.
That's true.
And it can kind of
it
gets out of hand a little bit when it's just us three, but bringing in Wyatt.
This 5 is a group.
It's kind of like someone's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's quite the team, that's for sure. But we appreciate everybody getting in here this morning. Obviously, the news yesterday was Lane Kiffin's press conference. I did attend the press conference, and it was quite the room of people. You looked around.
No, it was hobnobbing.
You look around. I was like, first I walked in, I was wearing a quarter zip and khaki pants.
Smart.
I was like, at least I'm going to dress nicer. You know, like I'm not going to, but I walked in, I was like, oh, I'm still underdressed.
Yeah, well, you don't want to, be true to yourself.
Still,
Lane doesn't want to be in a suit either.
I mean, everybody in there was
half Windsor, full Windsor?
Do what?
Half Windsor, full Windsor?
Full Windsor.
It'd be nice if they could text out like a dress code or something, or maybe, preferred dress. I don't know.
What about the Merrill Hodge?
Like a wedding?
No, just like, I don't know. I feel like not everybody
Well, no, I
knows
mean,
what to wear.
I don't think there was really, it wasn't actually a dress code. I just think some people wanted to dress nicer for the occasion.
It is like a wedding.
The boosters that were on, to our left, the media was sitting here, rich folk and important people here. They were all dressed up.
I want all the fine women on this side.
They were all dressed up nice.
With the triads and the fine women on this side.
But
tell them, Ricky.
I thought overall, and we'll ask everyone in the chat's thoughts, just to talk about the president before we actually get into the clips of it. I thought it was a good press conference overall. I thought he worked the room extremely well. That's one thing with some of the answers that we'll get into that Kiffin gave. I do want everyone to take into account is who all was in the room, right? This was, I wouldn't say similar to the Rotary Club, but in a sense, those are also the people in the room. He wasn't just speaking to the media like a Monday or a Thursday presser.
These are the people
Right.
paying the salary.
He got spontaneous applause at one point.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
it's that
it
kind
was.
of
That's
room.
like out of
You don't
nowhere.
get that when you're doing a news
Right.
conference. You
Right.
know?
Well, and the hard part for me
Is not to clap?
as a media member, but also like he would say something and they'd clap and be like,
Oh.
I can't do that.
Press box.
Not allowed.
Hi, Coach. No tingle going rock hard right now. Any comments?
I'll give you the clap.
But with some of his answers, you could tell they were obviously geared to get applaud or a laugh, or just it was geared towards the important people in the room, right?
Homie knows what he's doing.
Right.
That's
And
the
I
thing.
thought that one thing that I will say, like you said, he worked the room extremely
Yeah.
well.
It was
cracking
impressive.
the jokes. Because he did start off a little,
Ooh.
I would say,
Canned, stale.
yeah, like
Nervous,
the reading
almost.
the script and doing all that, like it was definitely a little
Uncomfortable.
rocky.
Yeah,
but
he'd give a weird presentation in a college class. You know, if it's like straight from the paper, you'd be like, I don't
Like
know
this
about this
professor.
guy. But then, like, yeah, if you give him some time to riff on a subject,
Right.
he's gonna get the whole room. He's one of those. He doesn't do good off of paper.
he could do a stand-up set,
Yeah,
but not
but don't have him do your wedding speech.
read a speech.
Right, yeah. It's like if he prepared a like best man speech, be like, oh, this isn't the lane that
Terrible
that's
eulogy.
not my friend.
He'd give a
Yeah.
terrible eulogy.
And but luckily,
He worked his way into the
well,
presser.
it's
and-
like I compared it last night to like Theo Vaughn, not good at stand-up comedy, great at
doing the podcast.
right.
Right.
Great's a word.
I think great is.
Great's
I think
great's
that's
a word.
Yeah. You think you're funnier than Theo Vaughn?
And I also
Yeah, it's just
think
great's a word.
I also think one of the things that plays into it, both to his advantage and maybe a little against, is who you are following up, right? I think when you follow up Brian Kelly, which I know we don't give him a lot of a credit on a lot of things,
Is that guy coach here?
right? One thing that he did well was he could read the script extremely well. That was the one part of his press conference that was usually pretty good, was a prepared statement, SEC Media Day,
Who
the
wrote
Rotary
this?
Club,
Pretty
where
good.
he goes up and he's like, he's a politician, so he's
Yeah.
buttoned up, he's going to read the paper, he's going to crush it, right?
Bring your Columbia jacket.
When he gets into the answers about these things, and that's when it gets kind of, oh, he's got this humor that you're like trying to figure out, but you don't really. Is it funny? Am I supposed to laugh?
He's not charming the room
Right,
ever.
right.
Ever.
But he can do the presented aspect. For Lane, it was very different, the opening statement part, compared to what you've heard from BK. But then once you get into the genuineness of the actual answers to questions, I thought he did an extremely good job. I thought he did a very good job showing who he is, and you can just tell that he cares. And Wyatt, I thought you did a really good job catching one piece that you put out on our social media. Was
Wyatt,
a
good
difference
job.
in one part of them speaking, BK and Lane Kiffin, and it was the we versus I, right? Lane or BK would consistently say they have a proud football program at LSU. And then Lane starts his presser off, our program. And it's a little thing that, hey, maybe we're looking too much into it, but it's a step in the right direction, right? And I thought yesterday was a good start to Lane Kiffin's tenure at LSU, speaking to the media and the important people in the building. And he gave some really good answers that we will get into this morning. We'll play some sound.
Oh, you did a little cut up.
What?
I'll play it.
One thing that Lloyd and I both commented on is that this is the first time we've had a coach in the 21st century, I guess, that everyone is laughing with,
Right.
and not at.
Right.
Like we've had funny coaches like Orgeron and
Les.
had their moments and said stuff, but it was always kind of like, this fucking idiot. Like, how does he keep a job? Like, how do we win any games?
He's
Like,
winning.
Okay, he's winning, but whatever. But like, this is a weird person we're dealing with, And then BK never charmed anyone in his fucking life, and then Nick was just like a serial killer the whole time, which was great. It's his
Right.
personality. This is the first time we've ever had a guy that everyone's like cool. Like, I like him. Like, you're funny. Like,
Yeah,
you're not
this is actually good.
you're
This
not
is
a
good.
weird- You're not
You
a
don't-
weird loser. It's making me laugh because, like, I can imagine you peeing on yourself.
He has a catheter.
But I also think like
It's an optional catheter.
to your point, I also think like it was just a very human press conference.
Yeah.
Like, even the fact that he started off rocky in doing this and then getting comfortable and relaxing throughout
It's endearing.
is a very human thing, right? Then getting up there and having this fake face on and being this persona of I'm excited to be a. Instead, he was a person. You
Faking
know?
an
Like,
accent.
It was endearing, right?
He did a little low.
He
One
did.
bad.
And
One
I thought
bad.
it was good.
Oh, bad.
I
not
thought it was
bad.
good.
But like, listen to how much we're literally like survivors. Like, listen to how we're talking about Lane Kiffin, where everybody across the country is like, "Oh, y'all are getting swindled, snake oil salesmen." It's like you have no idea.
It's
The
like
snake oil salesmen I've talked to,
Right.
like, and I bought it.
Right.
This like I've bought Enron, Nugenics, whatever, and it's like this. This one is like I actually kind of like this is not as hard of a buy for me. Like I have to buy from these people.
Right.
This one, like, I know he's got a little shit to him, but I'm fine with it
got a lot of
because
shit to him,
yeah,
but-
this is Ozempic. It works.
Right.
If we're gonna, if everyone's gonna hate us,
Yes.
we might as well have a guy that's easy to like. It's like, all right, I can buy into him if you guys
Yeah,
all
I
think
can
we're the
be
worst
hated.
people. Yeah,
I could be hated with.
I'll get
him.
behind this guy.
I'll wear the black hat with you.
I'm cool defending you, right?
Yeah,
It was
the-
hard to defend Brian Kelly. You're
Ugh.
walking through the streets of Clemson and you're getting yelled at the many things people were yelling at us about Brian Kelly. A lot of times we were just like,
You kind of had
Yeah.
to tuck your tail.
Can't really say anything back. You're right. And
Yeah,
now,
we know.
yeah, we know, and we're cool with it.
Actually, that doesn't go far enough.
Actually, if you want to hear what I have to say about it,
But
So
run
good to
that
laugh
clip
again.
of BK Lane, just the difference, of their program to our program.
LSU, they have a proud football team.
Our program here at LSU,
LSU, they have a proud football team.
our program here at LSU.
I mean, that's insane. He said they.
And to give a little
You're
bit
in LSU's color. You're at the podium.
Right. Well, you have been. That was this season,
Right.
You've been a coach now.
They.
Granted,
I haven't got all my wins yet.
so I will say it was very refreshing to be sitting at that press conference yesterday, listening to the answers he was giving. I thought they were really good questions that were asked. I had my hand up.
Hand up.
Didn't get a question. That's okay. But
One
it was
day.
really good to be in the room yesterday to see Lane Kiffin. It really I think that's when it finally hit me, was when he walked up to the podium. I was like, there it is. Book it.
I mean, him talking about leaving Ole Miss confirmed everything I thought might have
Right.
happened. Like I thought he was not going to make it to LSU and even through the presser because I thought they were going to do something.
Right.
And
right.
clearly they tried to run him off the road as he couldn't stop me. He's like, this is insane. And to his point of, I must be doing something right if they care this much about me leaving.
Right, you kept saying like you were expecting someone that this is dark, but like do a Jack Ruby to him.
Yeah,
It's like, is
absolutely.
he getting shot by an Ole Miss person on TV. Like,
Yeah.
they're really mad at this guy. And it doesn't feel like anything good can happen to us. So.
I mean, it's not like you could stop anybody from doing it. Not to go down the path.
Christ.
But there really is like, oh, they changed the path too.
People just really underestimate how easy it is to kill a public figure. Like,
Yeah.
What are you saying? What is wrong with you?
I don't know how good the security is, but glad to see. Like it really feels
It did.
officially official.
Right. He had
Nobody can take him.
The LSU lapel pin on, and I was like, okay.
Great pocket square.
Great. He looked excellent.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He also has changed his Twitter bio. It
Finally.
officially says head coach of LSU football, #Go Tigers.
He needs to change his location.
Does he?
It's Oxford still.
Okay. That's all right. You can be a little
He
petty
needs
about
to
it.
like take the location off.
He lives there. He lives there rent free
Recruiting.
now.
I agree. There you go.
And then also 2 claps
Ooh.
for Nick Saban. Ready. I thought that was a fun part of the presser. We're going to get into these clips of Lane talking yesterday. I want to start with his opening remarks talking about LSU and what he came out yesterday at the presser and said about the Tigers, about this program. And it was what we've said, and of course he's going to say it. yesterday. Like, he's not going to go up there and be like, well, I didn't actually know how good of a program LSU is at. I mean, LSU is an elite program. We've said that. Everyone knows that, right? And he went up there and said it. And when you heard him speak about this program, the facilities, the athletes, the history, all of it, the stadium, we'll get into that answer as well. All of those things were exactly what you would expect. The reasoning on why he made the move, right? It is a job promotion. Ole Miss to LSU is a promotion, and you heard him speak about it as if yesterday. With no disrespect to Ole Miss, but it is just different, right? I saw people upset about the facilities answer of like, oh, this is your first time ever seeing SEC facilities. No, but there are levels to it, right? You have SEC facilities, but there are levels inside. SEC is the peak for majority of the conference when it comes to facilities and resources. But there are levels to it inside the conference, and LSU is obviously the upper echelon of the conference. And so credit to Lane Kiffin yesterday, giving good answers, and I thought he did a very good job working the room and just being
a human being.
He was being a human, and also he controlled the room, right? All eyes were going to be on him, but there were no it was direct, locked in on the guy speaking.
Once he got in his bag about 8 minutes in,
right,
it was over. We were all like puddled.
100%.
Spread me.
Here is Lane Kiffin's opening remarks talking about Louisiana State University football.
I'm very honored to be the head coach of LSU. I can sum it up by saying this place is different. And having watched this place for a long time, having been on the other sidelines in this stadium, this place is different. And that's why we're here. We have a lot of work to do with that. But I'm very grateful for the opportunity to lead one of the elite programs in all of sports. Leaving Ole Miss was extremely difficult decision. And in that, we tried every single thing possible to continue to coach the team through the playoffs and to continue to coach the players. In the end, that was their decision, and we totally respect that and appreciate the time and energy that we tried to figure out a plan to do the best thing at the time for those players. The last 6 years of my life have been the best 6 years of my life. And I owe that to all the players, all the assistant coaches, and the people of Oxford. It was amazing. It will forever be a major part of my story. I'm so grateful for those relationships and all those people that I got to meet. But the opportunity at LSU, as I said before, is just different. Someone very close to me reminded me this week in this decision that LSU is the best job in football. When you take the history, tradition, passion, and the great players in the state of Louisiana, no one can argue that when you're in Tiger Stadium on Saturday night, there is nothing like it. And this place is built for championships with championship expectations. We understand that. But as an elite competitor, that's exactly what you want. And that's why we're here.
And that's why we're here. I mean, that's exactly right. And I think for the rest of the country, right, I think LSU understands this and has accepted this, right? For the rest of the country that is looking at Lane Kiffin and wondering why he's doing this, when you take the emotion out of it and you understand the place he is in his football career, he's ready to win, right? To win national championships. That's where he is. He's performed at the SEC level. He's done it. He's put together a historic run at Ole Miss. This season in itself is the greatest season in the history of that state for the sport of football. He's done it, right? But there's another level, right? There's places where you can win championships, right? And maybe he could have continued on at Ole Miss and down the line, who knows how long, pulled it off, right? But Ole Miss just isn't a place where you win championships. They don't have any. He posted a picture in the facility right here. Not every school has this, right? Not every school has the ability to do this. And Lane Kiffin had the opportunity to step into a place that has it and has the blueprint to continue to do it. With his success that he's had at Ole Miss, when you take the emotion out of it and the he's leaving his players and Ole Miss gave him an opportunity and they're going to be so upset and sad. When you take that out of it and you just look at the fact that he took the opportunity to go win a national championship. He said it yesterday at the press. He wants to put LSU back where it belongs, at the top of the sport, where it's been many times.
And then famously has flamed out.
Of course.
But that's where you get if you're Lane Kiffin, that's the exciting part of it, right? Like, how many times has LSU had a multiple national championship winning head coach?
They've had one coach play for two.
One coach play for two.
Or one coach coach 2 games, right? With Les winning in 07.
And then 11.
And then losing in 11.
/12, I guess, whatever, however you want to do it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so he sees an opportunity to be like, I can, as much as storied as LSU is,
right?
As much as LSU is revered and is seen as one of the teams that could be at the pinnacle of the sport, it's never done it consistently. And so when he looks around the room, he goes, I could actually leave a legacy here, which is crazy to say because you go, oh, it's LSU. But there's never been a coach to be able to have sustained national championship success here. And he looks, he goes, and you also have to think, when he walked into this room, he's never seen it before. He's seen it on TV. He's seen pictures.
Well, he's
never been in there.
He spoke about it yesterday. He said, all I knew was talking about Baton Rouge in general and LSU itself, all I knew was the stadium.
The away stadium.
That's all I've ever been in is the away locker room and the away. I've been in the stadium. He was like, that's it. He hadn't been through the neighborhoods and the restaurants and go down the list of things in the city and on campus. He hasn't experienced that. So he gets to the campus. He's gonna walk through that hall and see like, oh,
he called it the NFL.
This is different, right? That was the word he used. That was the first thing he said. I think really had everybody like. He said, "This place is different," and we say it, and of course he's going to say it in the presser yesterday.
But I really feel like it resonated.
But it's real because everyone says it, right? There's a reason Ole Miss to LSU is a job promotion. Are they in the same conference? Yes. Do they play similar schedules? Yes. Is Ole Miss on a run right now where they're going to make the College Football Playoff? Yes, and credit to them. Lane Kiffin did that, right? LSU is a place that you should be able to consistently be at the top of the sport. It's just never been fully taken advantage of. And that's where, well, I guess we have been taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
But the cheat code that is LSU has not been fully unlocked, right? This feels like that page turn.
For the first time.
Like, there's none other school in the country that could win 2 separate national championships with 2 separate coaches who would be kicked out of a Chili's.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. I mean,
like,
bring me another dipper.
Those guys aren't winning titles anywhere else.
And would get arrested at a Hooters.
Yeah, I mean, like the kind of guys that guess, please, sir, you have to leave the Hooters.
You have a game today. Oh.
And also,
that's all.
And we've won with 2 of them.
One of the biggest credits to it, along with that, is he obviously spoke to Nick Saban, and he didn't go full in depth on the answers Coach Saban gave him, or the reasons why it was time to take the job. He talked about what Pete Carroll told him, and then he goes, obviously Coach Saban coached at another school in this conference, so I can't say everything he told me, but I obviously respect what he has to say, and there's a reason I'm here. Well, I mean, let's think about it a little bit. Nick Saban got to LSU, and he realized, oh, this is a monster, right? What I can do here, and then he did it, right? He wins a national championship in year 3 with that team, and then that blueprint led into 2007 and 2011 in 2019. Like it. And so, what do you think Nick said?
Been riding the Nick Saban wave for 20 years.
What do you think? And what do you think Nick told Lane when Lane said, "Hey, coach, what do you think about me taking the LSU job?"
I wish I could.
Buddy, do you understand the opportunity that's sitting in front of you? That place can be the best program in the country every single season. There are not many other places like it outside. I mean, I guess Ohio State is the only other program that's set up in a similar way, where you're the only major school in your state, right? Kids in Ohio grow up wanting to go to Ohio State. Kids in Louisiana grow up wanting to go to LSU. Kids in Alabama grow up
Wanting to go to LSU.
to maybe Alabama, maybe Auburn.
UAB.
Blazers.
Yeah, there you go. Kids in Florida grow up wanting to go where? Miami, Florida State, Florida, USF. Shout out Alex Golesh now at Auburn. It's set up different. And credit to Nick Saban, the invisible hand, right? And I see some Alabama fans upset. Like, we're still paying Nick, and he's consulting, giving LSU. No. He consulted Lane. He's not consulting. He's not consulting LSU. He consulted Lane, right? He didn't pull Lane to LSU. Lane asked him a question, and he's not going to lie to the guy. He's going to tell him, no, LSU is that. What you think it can be, it is. And Lane, we have a clip of Lane talking about the impact of Coach Saban and Pete Carroll on his decision to choose LSU, to leave Ole Miss and everything that he had built there, and to bring it over to Baton Rouge and begin it here at LSU.
You know, it was a really difficult decision. And when you're in those difficult decisions and you're torn, very torn, back and forth, and there's multiple options, you know. There were really, 4 different places, that we had to think about in this. And I just talked to them, and it really was apparent I felt like everybody that I talked to outside of the state that I was in all basically said the same thing, okay? They all said, and you are going to regret it if you don't take the shot and you don't go to LSU. It's the best job in America, it's the best resources, and to win it. And it's obviously been done here before by a number of people. And, Pete Carroll, really, he told me, that he always told my dad that he'd look out for me. And so when we were talking, he really channeled him up, from knowing him for so long, and he said this is exactly what he would do. He would tell you, boy, go get it, go for it. And, Coach Saban kind of coached at another place in this conference, so I can't really say exactly what he said, but I'll say I think the world of Coach Saban, and I respect him, and so there's a reason I'm here.
There is the answer on Saban from Lane Kiffin and what was said. And I think it's obvious, what this place means to Nick, what he was able to accomplish here, and what he knows about this state. What did Nick Saban do even at Alabama? It felt like every recruiting class he'd identify 1 or 2 or 3 Louisiana guys of, hey, I'm going to make sure Dylan Moses ends up on I'm going to make sure Eddie Lacy and Landon Collins end up on my team. Christian Harris, Kendrick Law, Aaron Anderson. I'm going to make sure he consistently went back to the well. The elite talent that this state breeds. I would love to see like a per capita number. Because obviously Georgia, Florida, Texas, California, those are huge states, right? Just from a population standpoint.
I'm pretty sure we're still the top per capita. The last time I looked at
it's gotta be.
statistic, it was still us.
Right, because for a state that's population is not on the level of those other states, it's producing elite talent after elite talent after elite talent, especially at specific positions, wide receiver, defensive line. You recruit, and now quarterbacks, all of a sudden, it's just out of nowhere. Louisiana's got top quarterbacks in each recruiting class.
Louisiana is first per capita and 6th in the country overall with 102 NFL players in the 2024-2025 season.
I mean,
And
it's
what, the state has the population of Houston, essentially?
it's not a lot going on here.
and that's what Nick Saban knows, and that's what he told Lane. And you heard Nick say it on game day. Lane is weighing out where he thinks he can recruit the best players. Well, guess what? Lamar Brown's in your backyard, and he's dreamed of going to LSU his whole life.
And now he's on your doorstep.
And now he's in your office on night one. You've been here for an hour.
Here's
You're
the number
talking
one
to
player in the country.
Number one player in the country who you can watch his football practice from your office.
He rolled out of bed to be there.
Like,
Yeah, but he never in Lane Kiffin's wildest dreams would he be at Ole Miss and Lamar Brown's on your doorstep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like that had to be. That's a great for, if you want to say like the PR blunders maybe LSU has had in the past. Just that right there is such a comforting move to be like, oh, okay, you're like y'all aren't bullshitting. They're right here, like all the talent I've ever been searching for, and this probably had something to do with like the conversation with Nick Saban of you don't have to go pluck them, like you have to work your ass off at Alabama, Ole Miss to go get one. Here's one that's 15 feet away from you right now. And he's committed, by the way, and you showed up 6 minutes ago.
right?
Like, that means something.
But they're begging for a reason to not decommit is basically
Right.
what the two D linemen
Of
were
course.
doing. They're just like, please don't make me go somewhere else. Like, I want to go here, but I don't, if I go with the coaches.
Y'all figure it out, and I'll be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, the sense of stability at LSU for a while was Frank Wilson and your recruiting class not decommitting. With nothing else around you going, I don't know who's going to be here.
Right. I mean,
But you got a recruiting class, and you got Frank Wilson.
I saw
Right.
the stat yesterday that like Ole Miss has already had 4 or 5 decommits.
Right.
LSU's had 2 in the last month
Yeah,
Without
it's
a coach.
without a coach.
Right.
And no clue of who it was going to be.
Had a kid commit the day after Brian Kelly got fired.
Yeah, that's
I'm in
there you
now.
go.
That shows you the,
In the
difference
jar.
in this place.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'll apologize later. Like a public statement.
That
So,
shows you
We'll
the
donate to
difference
his
in this
buyout.
place, right? They committed to LSU. They committed to wear that uniform and play in that stadium. And that was the answer I was ready to hear more than anything else, was Lane talking about Death Valley, right? Talking about what it's like in his mind, no longer being on that side. And I knew, and me and Lloyd talked about it yesterday morning, I knew the games he was going to reference. I think most people did. When you're talking about that stadium and what it can be and what Lane has witnessed, right? You knew which 2 games were going to come up. It was 2 overtime games. Lloyd, you know which games I'm talking about?
I do.
One at Alabama, one at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
2024, Ole Miss comes into Death Valley, October 12th. And Ole Miss led for every second of the game until the clock said 0.
They were never behind in regulation time, as one Les Miles likes to say. We're undefeated in regulation.
Yep.
Hell of a spin.
LSU was behind that entire game.
That's what I'm talking about. People
But
laughing at us.
that stadium choked out Ole Miss. And Lane talked about it. And he also referenced a game that LSU ended up losing
Because of him.
because of
Great
him.
play
I mean,
call.
he dialed up a great play call. Alabama overtime, LSU, what was it, 2014? 2 times where that stadium was on full tilt. And I think the most recent one is probably the one that resonates the most because, I mean, I was there. Like, it was the momentum that the stadium brought, that the crowd brought, the energy from the LSU faithful brought, where it was just kind of this mindset of just get the ball back in overtime. Just get it once. Throw it up to Kyron. Touchdown. Game over. And it's funny because I've never, really had to experience being, not on this side of it, right? And so for Lane to sit there and be like, it feels like this weight on your shoulders of like this pressure and this intensity that's just weighing you down.
I want that.
He was like, I've heard from other coaches that have coached here, saying it's like you're floating, like it lifts you up. Coaching or for players playing with that behind you. His face lit up when he was talking about it. mean, it is the cathedral of college football. And worship happens here. LSU is just different. And Lane said it himself. He said it himself. And that crowd, that intensity is part of it. The next clip I want to run is him talking about leaving Ole Miss and arriving in Baton Rouge, the emotions that went into it and how he felt when he got off the plane here in Baton Rouge.
About the staff and the current roster, all that stuff. The number one focus after arriving here and walking in the facility last night, which really was awesome. Sorry to sidetrack, so make sure I don't forget your question. But man, landing here at that airport and then the leadership showing up and the whole board being there, what was, I mean, you could feel it right there, you know. So as you probably figured out, it was a really, really hard decision, and I was really torn, and I went back and forth, you know, didn't sleep very much trying to figure it out, and the system didn't allow for a lot of time to do that, you know, and it was really hard, and you know, I'm human. You don't like, even though you understand it's the passion, you know, you're with your son and you're driving, and you know, you got to call a cop that you know, so they'll help you because you personally know them because you are leaving the state, and you got to call them because you know you drive with your son and you got to turn around and people are like screaming at you, you know, trying to run you off the road. I don't know what they're going to do, and so that affects you in that airport scene. And all the things being said, I understand it. It's the passion, but they're saying that about you, that you thought you did a really good job for 6 years for them. That affects you. And even on the plane down here, I'm kind of like, man, we made this decision, but God, I really, you know. And I'm telling you, I landed last night. I can't even remember when it was, okay? We landed, okay, about 24 hours ago. When I got off that plane, and I saw the board there, and I saw the leadership, and I felt the power of this place. And then we get in the car, and as we're driving out, and there's the fans, like just all of them out there at the airport, and their excitement and their passion. And then the cars drive by as we're going to the office, and you go by Tiger Stadium, and it's lit up. And you're like, I absolutely made the right decision. And it all went away.
I mean, look, that's
True.
That's this place. It is. You've heard it many times. My favorite moment, probably working up to this point, was the Kyron Lacey interview, right? Where he's just driving across the bridge. He told us he's driving across the bridge and he sees the stadium. And he started to cry. He's like, I know I can play there.
I get to play there.
And then he got to play there, and he got to, I mean, that game we just referenced, you know, and like that's the effect that the stadium had. There's not many like it, you know. It's different. It is, and credit to Lane Kiffin for knowing that, for acknowledging it, and obviously you heard the crowd; they liked it. that was a good answer. And then my favorite part was he continued on, and then he tells the story about Coach O. And I think we have that clip cut as well, where he's like, now that I'm here, I just want to talk like Ed. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm channeling Ed. And he calls Coach O and he tells him, now that I'm in Baton Rouge, I just want to talk like you.
Going by Tiger Stadium, I called one person. I called Ed Orgeron. And I said, hey, man, all I can do is, man, this place just makes me want to talk like you right now. I did. I was like, we were in the car, and the kids were in there, and I was like, and the coaches, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like channeling Ed right now. I was like, I'm feeling him. Like, I rolled down the window, and I was like, go Tigers to the fans. And I'm like, so I called Ed. I was like, I don't know what's going on, man, but I'm feeling you right now. And he's like, Coach, you got the best place in America. So I feel that.
Amen. I mean, look, it's a great answer. You can tell he loves to work a room. He was in control of the room. He worked the room, and he got the laughs. And one answer that he gave, where he said that, he's obviously been talking to Lane Kiffin in this process as they both go through the aspect of coaching your team, trying to coach your team through the playoff, but also take another job. He said, me and Lane both agreed that I was the right guy for this job. And I was like, that's got to suck to hear as a Florida fan.
Yep.
The guy we wanted told us,
Actually,
you're the perfect fit for that
the
job.
only reason I played this is because it reminds me of how LSU kind of used to do things. Like, here's this big rollout. It's BK
Right.
going nut to butt, where it's like this big show of, like, let's show off our graphics and make a big show of it, and we have to do the PR thing the right way. And it's like, are we sure we want to put this out?
Social media will grab a hold of this.
He looks like a psychopath.
And look, I like Summerall.
I do too,
I think
but
he's
I'm
gonna
just
do a good
saying, I don't
job.
know if that's what it's like the image part of it where you can be like, all right, I'll put a pin in that. Instead, LSU just did it finally the normal way.
Right.
Press conference, jersey, picture, that's it. We don't have to go
We don't have to do this big
graphics
rollout.
department
right.
and all of these things to convince you that this is the right guy. The guy will convince you himself.
And he did. And I think that, and Crazy Cheese Whiz in the chat.
Crazy
is
Cheese
what he
Whiz.
said. What I gathered yesterday, we have the right guy. LSU has the right guy for LSU football right now and moving forward.
Because if this was LSU, we would have to be like doing a bit of
I mean, it'd be,
maneuvering to be like, no, I like this.
no, this is
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
look at him. He's
look
a
at
killer.
Intensity.
Yeah.
There's nothing against Summerall.
Not
It
at
isn't.
all.
It
Sure.
isn't. It's just
Different.
you're just past that point. You don't need to manufacture
That's
excitement
exactly
at
what I was
LSU
gonna say.
right now. You don't need to manufacture it. You don't need to get people to buy in on season tickets or Bayou Traditions donations.
Convince you he's
or-
the right guy.
No, you don't need
Right.
any of that.
If it's Alex Golish, it's like, Coach, you mind riding the tiger into the press conference?
Right.
I really need you to
Right.
ride the tiger. Like, we just got to do something to get the. Nah.
Show us you get it.
Right.
And I think one of the other bigger pieces of news that came out yesterday that I didn't want to talk about a little bit is the Blake Baker Tulane interview, right? We were obviously extremely excited yesterday that it was announced Lane was going to retain Blake. And I think the time you really knew that was going to happen was when Golding was retained at Ole Miss and hired as the head coach. To me, the only threat to Blake at LSU from a Lane Kiffin standpoint was if he brought Golding over with him. That didn't happen. If you're Lane Kiffin, you look at the guy you've coached against the last 2 seasons and you say, he's actually really good at his job because he held us to 24 this year. What was it, 23 last year? And he knows ball. You probably learned that in one meeting with him. I'm going to retain this guy. The biggest threat was always,
And continues
is it
to
time
be.
for Blake to take that step, right? And there was one job we've referenced from day one with all of these changes was the Tulane job. They were going to identify Blake Baker and interview Blake Baker. They were going to offer him the job. And whether that was the plan beforehand or whether they just wanted to do the meeting and he impressed them that much that they offered, both of those things are very possible. I think he would be a great hire for Tulane. But where it's at right now, if Brian Kelly was still the head coach at LSU, I'd 100% understand and support it. And I still will if Blake decides Tulane's the spot for him and it's time for him to take that step into being a head guy. I get it. I understand it. I would understand it more if it was under BK because right now there is an opportunity to do something, right? Who's the head coach at Oregon?
Lanning.
Dan Lanning. You know where he was before that?
Alabama.
No, he was the Georgia defensive coordinator.
Georgia.
Kirby Smart is the head coach at Georgia.
Alabama.
He was the
Alabama.
defensive coordinator in Alabama.
Do
Right?
another one.
They've got
Nick Saban.
They got the big opportunities for being the number one coordinator for the best program at the time.
You get to skip a step.
Right. And that potentially is on the cusp for Blake Baker at LSU. You put together 2-3 more seasons at LSU, And I'll say this is my recruiting pitch. You put together 2 to 3 more seasons at LSU with what potentially it could look like, right? With Kiffin at the helm and what this program could be for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You could be in that conversation that Lanning was in and that Kirby Smart was in, where when one of those bigger programs opens up, they're still going to call whether you have the head coaching experience or not.
No, and this is us. What have we been saying about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss? Like, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. This is our pitch to have our cake and eat it too.
Right.
I would love to see what the LSU franchise looks like with Lane Kiffin running your offense and Blake Baker running your defense. And we said it, I guess it was off air, but I'll say it on air, the sexiest staff in America with 2 of the best looking coaches that look the coolest. And you're like, this could be LSU? You've been dying for this. And not only is it such a marketable thing, but like those 2 together could cause nightmares.
Oh my God.
And-
Blake Baker defense doesn't have to be on the field 80% of the game.
Yeah, I don't have to call 95 plays of defense.
Wait, I only have to hold them to
30
to 21 points?
I mean, don't work like less hard, but
still,
I would like to make it easier for you.
The pressure's not the same, right, with Lane on the other side. It's not. You're not doing the same job in a
Lost
sense.
13-10.
Right.
Oh, but that one busted coverage though.
Well, you sound like a defensive coordinator. Nice, yeah.
That's right. Cough it out. It's okay. Get it out.
Right into the
There
mic.
you go. Say it again.
It's not like I forgot what I fucking said.
Yeah, you're gonna say like the one busted coverage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
like,
busted coverage the whole game, the whole season.
right? Like, because
Lost
we
your
saw it
game.
happen. It's like, how many times are we used to seeing that? You saw it one time, like, oh, that can happen. Like, at some point, the dam is going to break.
Right.
Or even when it doesn't, and you play against Florida, and you have 5 interceptions, and you score 1 touchdown on defense, and that's the difference.
Yep. Look,
Or you could put up 42, and Blake could be over there going, I'm holding him to 10.
And
then you start looking around, and everybody's like, LSU was waterboarding people.
Right.
And it's like, they're the best team in the country by far. And then you continue to ride that momentum into a college football playoff, to a national championship. And then, as LSU continues to break people's backs, other teams are going to start looking around the country and going, I want what they have. I want Blake Baker. Because I can't get Lane, but what's the next best thing? It's still on that staff.
Right.
And he gets to go from LSU instead of going to Tulane, which is a good job. And you can do what Sumrall did. And you can do what the coach
Right.
before him did.
Right.
Where you start...
Willie Fritz.
Yeah, Willie Fritz gets to go to Houston.
Right. Well, you can,
Sumrall gets to go to
Can't
Florida.
have Batman, I want
or you
Robin.
could not put yourself in that situation to where, what if it doesn't go well? Like, I don't even have to take the leap of believing in myself whenever I can do it here with these players. And then Florida State comes open. Florida comes open. Miami will be open in a year. And it's Arkansas will be open. Auburn will certainly be open. And it's like, I can just go straight to another SEC job. And not
Right.
why I don't want that. That's a future me problem to have to coach against Blake Baker.
right. Of
But
course.
that's what I'm saying. I would like to have it now to
Right.
see. I just want to see what it looks like. Both of them.
No, I'm with you. And I think it's an interesting spot to be in because, one, coach is always, the saying is, and I think it was said in the chat by West Jen, you got to strike while the iron is hot. That's a real thing. You want to
You can make the iron
You want to
hotter.
capitalize when your stock is high. And right now his stock is high. He's got an opportunity to take a D1 job, to be the head guy at a program that has been pretty good for the last handful of years and has put themselves in positions with what Fritz was able to do there into Sumrall. And really, it makes sense. Like, I get it.
And it's his alma mater.
And it's his alma mater. And you're seeing it, obviously. Fritz goes from Tulane to Houston and got a raise. You see, I think Tulane offered Sumrall $4 million. Florida said, here's $7.5 right here. We'll double the contract. So you can do it. You can go to Tulane. So if he makes that decision, I'll understand it. I'll get it. And I'll appreciate him for everything he's done.
I'll never be mad at
And
Blake
support
Baker.
him moving forward, 1,000%. But I can see the vision if you just stick here for a handful of seasons
Have some fun.
and that smart landing kind of
Path.
is just, it's right there for you.
It
I mean,
can be
Kentucky
fun.
just hired Oregon's offensive coordinator.
Good hire.
Great hire by them. I was very surprised. You said it yesterday. They obviously had a plan. Like, you don't just say, oh, you know what, we're going to get in this mix.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looked like. But on Blake Baker's front, it'll be interesting to see how it works out, because I do think this was always the biggest threat on the Blake Baker front, was the Tulane job being open.
And it's still the biggest threat, even if it's not Tulane, it's not if, it's when. And right now it feels like it could be when.
Right.
But if you're, I don't know people's aspirations. I don't know how hard people want to work. But Blake Baker just had probably the most difficult year of his life with the most talent he's ever had. It's like, I shouldn't be this stressed out. That it's up to me. Like, we were watching the game with Roe, and Harold Perkins has to score.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
get
but
in the
every
end zone.
turnover you get, like, it needs to get into the end zone. You have to go pick six.
Well, it's why they like over pursued so much, you know.
Well, yeah.
And they
I have to make a play.
because they were trying to. They knew that if they didn't do it, no one was gonna do it. So I think it would be really cool for him to give himself the opportunity
To have
to
a
play
little
with
bit
the
of
full
fun.
deck. Yeah.
Right.
And what if you do bring back somebody that was at the press conference? We do bring back maybe Harold Perkins. Like, let's just run this. I know this year sucked. Y'all played great.
I also think there's
but the defense is like
fun.
we play like those.
Right.
Witt balled out when he played. Harold had a great year.
Well, I think Witt's back. I don't think Witt's going to go to the draft. I don't think he's got enough tape from this season. I don't think his draft stock.
I heard he was
rose the
between
way.
a second and third round pick, is what the tape he got back, like the review.
I don't think he goes to that press conference if he's not.
Right. I think he loves college.
But the thing I was going to say, there's also another example of this, and it's Dave Aranda at Baylor.
Yes.
He struck while the iron was hot. They just won a national championship. He was the hottest name from a coordinator standpoint. Took the Baylor job, had some success. The sport changed, and it just hasn't been the same, you know?
And now you don't really think about him.
And now he just doesn't really come up that often. So we'll see how it shakes out. Don't forget, every single day, we are brought to you by CAS Roofing and Advising. Our guy Pierce Patterson over at CAS. It's not just another roof, it's our reputation. CAS Roofing and Advising. Call Pierce Patterson, 225-910-0619. If you've got grit in your driveway coming off your roof, if you got a missing shingle, you've got a leak in your house, or if your roof is just 10 years old or older, call 225-910-0619. Pierce Patterson on a roll on out, hop up on your roof, check it out for you, let you know if you're in good shape or not. If you're not, he'll make sure to walk you through the process, let you know the next steps and how to get you a brand new roof replacement. 225-910-0619. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back with Zack Naggie of LSU on Sports Illustrated to talk some LSU football right after this.
We don't call him Noah Shingle for nothing.
Shingle and Co.
At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Gilmartin on the Go Deli.
Gilmart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
You know, it was a really difficult decision. And when you're in those difficult decisions and you're torn, very torn, back and forth, and there's multiple options, you know. There were really, you know, 4 different places, you know, that we had to think about in this. And I just talked to them, and it really was apparent I felt like everybody that I talked to outside of the state that I was in all basically said the same thing, okay? They all said, man, you are going to regret it if you don't take the shot and you don't go to LSU. It's the best job in America, it's the best resources, and to win it. And it's obviously been done here before by a number of people. And, you know, Pete Carroll, really, he told me, you know, that he always told my dad that he'd look out for me. And so when we were talking, he really channeled him up, you know, from knowing him for so long, and he said this is exactly what he would do. He would tell you, boy, go get it, go for it. And, you know, Coach Sabin kind of coached at another place in this conference, so I can't really say exactly what he said, but I'll say I think the world of Coach Sabin, and I respect him, and so there's a reason I'm here.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 here on this Tuesday morning. Make sure you like and subscribe to Tingle & Co. as we continue the LSU football conversation, as it is a new era. The Lane Kiffin era has begun in Baton Rouge. We are joined by Zack Naggie of LSU on Sports Illustrated here this morning. Good morning, Zack. Thank you for joining us.
How we doing, man? How we doing? Doing good on this end.
Yeah, no, you know, we're floating over here. It's a good time. I want to ask you, first off, your first impressions yesterday at the press conference. You were sitting in the front row looking at Lane Kiffin, listening to his answers as he spoke to the media and some pretty important people around the state. What were your impressions yesterday?
Yeah, he crushed it. I think, obviously, by the time it was all said and done, he won over that room. For me, just the stories that he had to tell, obviously, the one that you just pulled up, Nick Saban, I think that one was awesome. And the same thing with Pete Carroll, talking about how he spoke with his dad, how he would take care of him, and all the other extracurriculars to come with it. I mean, I thought he won over that room. For me, listening to the NIL packages and whatnot that LSU is piecing together for him too, is substantial. There's a reason why LSU won out here. Yes, the culture, but also the resources, the monetary benefits, and the recruiting abilities down here. So to get Lane Kiffin's perspective was something. This is a complete change of scenery. It's a 180 from the Brian Kelly era, obviously. So it was great. I really do think he crushed it. I think now you kind of start to hit the ground running. You got to assemble the staff. You're starting to put that together right now. And then you got to crush recruiting that side too, with the early signing period beginning tomorrow. So a lot happening at once, but Lane Kiffin's handling it well. He's assembling the staff. He crushed his introductory presser, and he's hitting the ground running here, man.
Yeah, and I'll ask you, and you kind of started it there. What would be, if you're Lane Kiffin, your to-do list, right? What are your top 3 boxes that you want to check now that you've gotten the introductory press conference out of the way, you've hit the ground running here in Baton Rouge? What are the top 3 things on your to-do list if you're Kiffin?
Yeah, number 1 was to sign Charlie Weiss to a term sheet, which he did last night. It's a 3-year deal for about $2 million a year. So to get offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss in the mix is big time. Ole Miss continued to make calls to try to get him back, but ultimately it looks like Lane Kiffin's going to get his guy. So number one was to get Charlie Weiss down here, man. You needed a new OC. We've been put through the ringer over the last couple of months and or years at the offensive coordinator position. So to make sure that you can get Charlie Weiss in the mix was key, and he's done that. Number two is really getting this recruiting class intact. First thing he did when he landed off that flight to Baton Rouge was meet with Lamar Brown, who was sitting in his office. And I think a lot of people sit back and question maybe why he's leaving a college football playoff team. And I think it's the long-term success that he can have here in Baton Rouge. You have the number one player in America sitting in your damn office once you land. I think that speaks volumes to what the culture is in Louisiana and the talent there. The number one player in America is right down the road. And number three is making sure that Blake Baker stays on this staff. He interviewed with Tulane yesterday, and from what I'm hearing, he crushed that interview, which isn't good for LSU fans because you want to make sure that Blake Baker's on this staff. So the three things is, one, Charlie Weiss, retain him, done. Number two, lock down the recruiting trail. He's got Lamar Brown in the mix. And then number three is make sure Blake Baker stays on this staff because that Tulane interview went pretty well from what I'm hearing. And you want to make sure that he does not get that head coaching gig because you want to make sure he's in Baton Rouge in 2026.
Yeah, God forbid LSU ever gets it completely aligned with offense and defense, and not will keep playing this pitter-patter of, oh, you got a great offense, no defense. You got a great defense, no offense. But you obviously cover Ole Miss as well. What has been the, the Libra scale when covering LSU, which is obviously very elated, to the Ole Miss side of things where it just feels like it has become to an actual – they were at the highest of highs, and now they were tumbling down the mountain. It feels it's like Sisyphus with his rock.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's been one hell of a week. I'm sitting here running on no sleep. I look like a zombie here, but, man, it's been quite the run. Ole Miss obviously elevates Pete Golding to that new full-time head coaching spot. It's a big-time change of scenery for them as well. You go from Lane Kiffin to Pete Golding. It's definitely going to be an adjustment for them. But he's a locker room culture type of guy. It's similar to Frank Wilson being elevated to the interim coach here in Baton Rouge. They want to play for him. And a lot of those recruits on the defensive side of the ball have remained committed to that program and plan on signing tomorrow, mainly because of Pete Golding. So it's definitely a unique perspective for both. Obviously, LSU is sitting at the top right now, having Lane Kiffin and the rest of the alignment in Baton Rouge. And then up there in Oxford, you're about to compete in the college football playoff, but with a pretty beat-up, gutted staff. Lane Kiffin's gone out and gotten almost double-digit guys from Ole Miss down to Baton Rouge already. So it's a unique perspective covering both of them, but certainly they're both going to really have a lot of work to do over the next couple of weeks and months for Ole Miss have sustained success, and for LSU to obviously get back to the top that we know that they can get to.
Because it does feel like they've kind of convinced themselves that this is for the best for Ole Miss, right? Because if you almost have to. You have to be able – this is the house that you made, the bed that you are sleeping in, and it's like, well, if this is the current situation, this is actually better, because that's the temperature I'm getting from Ole Miss is like almost good riddance in a way. But when I look at Ole Miss and I see where it was and where it is now or where it was a week ago, I feel like you can point to one person, but has that kind of flipped into where it's like, actually, it was Pete Golding this entire time?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to sit back and say that Pete Golding was doing the recruiting behind the scenes and Pete Golding was doing this and that because they felt like Lane Kiffin had one foot out the door. But when you have Lane Kiffin in your building, just his name alone is going to keep a recruiting class intact. His name alone is going to bring a ton of buzz to that program. So it's a new era for them, but the hate that he's getting over there in Oxford is a little unique. I understand the exit was messy, of course, but when a guy brings you so much success over the last 6 years, and he talked about that yesterday, is that he hopes that once it's all said and done, that they can sit back and kind of, have some breath of fresh air, realize, okay, this guy did bring us some success here and there. So I hope that they can flip the page on that. But certainly, they're looking at it as a positive now that Pete Golding's at the helm, just like LSU did when Frank Wilson took over, man. Just the recruiting aspect, the retention aspect, playing for him. They'll want to do that, but it's certainly going to be a challenge, man, when you don't necessarily have as much on-staff kind of personnel as you'd like to, with Lane Kiffin really gutting that program so far.
Yeah, and about the staff that Lane has brought with him, obviously Charlie Weiss, we talked about him already. Who are some of the other guys, and what all is LSU getting in some of these pieces that Lane is bringing with him over from Ole Miss to Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I think it starts with George McDonald. the wide receivers coach. I think a lot of people were wondering if LSU would ultimately retain Cortez Hankton, what would happen on that front. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. You go out and you have George McDonald already here in Baton Rouge signed to a term sheet, making almost $1 million a year on a 2-year deal. So for him, that's one that hopped on that flight and made his way down here. Sawyer Jordan is an analyst who made his way down with Lane Kiffin as well. He works the inside wide receivers. So getting those two guys down here in Louisiana was big time, just because we know that the state breeds wide receivers. I mean, Nick Saban said that they just like grow on trees, man. So to get those two guys to be coaching wide receivers is big time. The goal is to have GM Billy Glasscock make his way in to Baton Rouge. I heard that he is going to be coming here and joining Lane Kiffin's staff. And the other one is getting a new strength and conditioning coach. I think a lot of LSU fans were wanting that, kind of getting Jake Flint out the door. And it looks like that's the case. He's going to be bringing in Nick Savage, his S&C from Oxford. So those are kind of 4 names that are signing and putting pen to paper so far. And I think over the next couple of days or weeks, you'll see some more kind of enter the mix as well.
Glasscock and Savage. I love the staff already.
I got to keep a straight face when I say it, man, but thank God Lloyd's here to rip the Band-Aid off.
Look, it's not my fault I was raised under Buddy Sanji.
Oh, my God, dude. Talk about a freaking legend. Yeah, I'll keep it PG. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Yeah. He's an awesome guy.
And then, obviously, listening yesterday to Lane's answers about his mentors and the advice he got. I didn't go too in-depth on what Nick said, but I wanted to ask you your best guess on maybe what Nick Saban's answers were when Lane asked him about the LSU job.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cut and dry. No, I mean, this is where Nick Saban wanted him to be. And my personal perspective, obviously, not necessarily sourced, but my perspective would be is Nick Saban wants him to come here and finish what he kind of started, build that dynasty, and have some sustained greatness here in Baton Rouge over the next couple of years and or decades. I mean, the goal is here to build a dynasty with Lane Kiffin. It's a new era, like you talked about once I hopped on here, and I really think that it's a good spot. I think Nick Saban told him, go take that damn job. And I think that he thinks the world of Nick Saban, and ultimately that played a pivotal role in why he took the job and signed that contract.
Yeah, and also I want to ask you about Verge Ausberry. He has a good relationship with Nick as well, but also just the job he's done, the management of this process and the alignment that Lane talked about yesterday. What are your thoughts on Verge Ausberry and his first move as the permanent athletic director?
Interim AD.
Yeah, right. I mean, dude, he kicked butt. I'll keep it PG again. I mean, it's a phenomenal way to go out and get your number 1 hire. That doesn't really happen that much anymore, man. When schools can continue to go out and up the ante more and more, LSU really showcased what they're all about. And for me, man, even if they wouldn't have gotten Lane Kiffin and he did decide to stay at Ole Miss, to still be in that conversation, be so far down the road with Lane Kiffin, proving that you're willing to up the ante, go all in, I think that spoke volumes to what this program is doing right now under Verge Ausberry's leadership. And then, of course, Wade Roos and the rest of kind of the uppers down here in Baton Rouge. So for me, it showed that they're willing to go all in. And Verge Ausberry did just that. And he's a cool dude. This is a guy who Lane Kiffin said he's going to have a hands-off approach and let him do what he wants, obviously, in that operations building, and allow him to build what he wants on his own accord. So I loved what Verge Ausberry had to say yesterday, and I loved what Lane Kiffin had to say about him too. To go out and swing on that first pitch and hit a home run as your first big-time move as the AD, yeah, I think he kicked butt. I'll keep it PG again.
And I guess I'll pivot a little bit, as it is supposed to be a positive day, as LSU absolutely. I mean, there was one name that I felt like LSU and everybody was after, and that was Lane Kiffin. But now, if it is Blake Baker leaving for Tulane, what's the short list of names maybe for a defensive coordinator that LSU will look at, if you have any ideas at all?
Yeah, I think obviously you want to keep Blake Baker on this staff, and Lane Kiffin wants to retain him. That was one of the first boxes that he wanted to check on his own agenda, was to make sure that Blake Baker stayed here in Baton Rouge. And if he doesn't, and he ultimately gets that Tulane head coaching job, it's his alma mater, it's where he wants to be as a head coach, then hey, take the job, go for it. We want to see Blake Baker have success too as a head coach, but we want him in Baton Rouge too. But if you don't let that happen, then DJ Durkin is one that really sticks out to me as a potential candidate. But it's a short list. I mean, you're going to have to start to work and make some moves there quick. Lloyd, I'm not quite sure just yet where they would go. Step one is to try to retain him, but step two, if you have to go and start to navigate a DC search, that's going to be fascinating to watch unfold.
And I'll ask you, talking about retaining, what are your thoughts on the roster itself, the direction that this could go? Because obviously you've had guys that have held strong through the remainder of the season, to finish it up against Oklahoma last weekend. What are your thoughts on maybe what the roster retention can look like for Lane Kiffin now getting into Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I think it's a new era. You're going to see a lot of people depart too, trying to go and find new opportunities, because at the end of the day, Lane Kiffin is going to go out and crush the portal and try to bring in his own guys too. But from a roster retention perspective, you got to keep DJ Pickett, obviously, Harlem Berry, Carius Kern, Tradez Green, get Weeks back for another year. I mean, I think those 5 names right off the top are must-haves from a roster retention perspective. But Lane Kiffin's going to go and hit this portal with force. He's proven that that's kind of his business model over there in Oxford. And now he has pretty much an endless budget when it comes to going in it right now. I think retaining those 5 guys is key. But I think you're going to see a lot of reserves want to go try to find some PT elsewhere, just because Lane Kiffin is going to bring in his own guys and try to build this thing up again. Because, I mean, we're sitting here 7-5. That's not the LSU culture. It's not the standard. And Lane Kiffin's going to try to bring that back pretty quickly. The portal gives you the opportunity to kind of rebuild overnight. I think if you retain those 5 guys that I said a minute ago, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. But then you got to also allow him to bring in his pieces too, because that's what made him so successful over the last couple of years.
LSU versus Ole Miss in Oxford next season. What do you anticipate that's going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a movie. Are you kidding me? I mean, the fact that FanDuel already came out and dropped the point spread just for fun is crazy. It already speaks volumes to what that atmosphere is going to be like. I mean, everybody's talking about how it should be on Halloween and all this and that. Dude, go all out. Like, this is going to be utter chaos over there in Vaught Hemingway Stadium. I can't wait to see what that looks like. But chaos, it's going to be unbelievable. The scenes out there, I can't wait for that. I'll tell you what, that is going to be that's going to be crazy.
They should move it to week 1. They should just make it the first game of the season. Just open up the year, a standalone night game, LSU versus Ole Miss in Oxford.
I mean, can you believe his first game, though, on the docket is Clemson week 1 at home at night in Tiger Stadium? I mean, that already just sets the scene for some crazy stuff to happen. I mean, you factor in Ole Miss on the schedule, too, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be ridiculous in 2026. They have a gauntlet, but I'll tell you what, there's going to be some rivalries brewing pretty quickly, and that Ole Miss one is obviously kind of moving up towards the top now with Lane Kiffin here with that ugly kind of mess of an exit.
And I'll ask you, just for kind of around the SEC as well, what were your thoughts on some of the other hires that were made in the conference? Obviously, Florida, Auburn, Arkansas, Kentucky made hires in the SEC as well. What were some of your thoughts over there?
I love the Kentucky hire. I think Will Stein is a really solid up-and-comer. If LSU would have missed on Lane Kiffin, I would have loved to see them try to swing for the fences and try to go get Will Stein, the OC from Oregon. I think that would have been an awesome hire. I think they knocked it out of the park over there in Lexington. I love that hire. And then John Summerall, like you said, I mean, that's pretty much the casual one over there. They wanted him once they missed out on Lane Kiffin, and they got their guy pretty quickly. I think he is up and coming, a defensive-minded coach who's really going to assemble a staff pretty quickly out there and recruit his butt off. He's really talented. No, I think that John Summerall has the chance to be kind of one of those next guys in line to be one of the better SEC coaches in this conference. So excited for Florida, excited for Kentucky. A crazy coaching carousel this year, man. I mean, so many different hires all around the SEC. What is it, 6 now? Yeah. So to go out and get that to happen for Florida, big time. Kentucky, big time as well.
Are you starting to see, kind of notice, I guess, a trend in which college football is going, where they're going to get guys that care about the program? Like you have Will Stein, who's from Kentucky, played at Louisville, but from the state. And you kind of see that all around college football, where it's guys that, because of the way like the fabric of college football has changed, where you really do have to care, and it's almost like they're going back to the well of people that are either from there or played there to make you like it's the old guard is gone of going to get Brian Kelly from. He's from Massachusetts and coached at Notre Dame. It's like, oh, go get the biggest fish and, like, bring him from Notre Dame to LSU. Now it's almost the pendulum is swung. It's like, we need people that care about the program itself, and they want to see it succeed regardless of maybe, I don't want to say talent, but regardless of what their resume is.
Yeah, man, I think You have to have a sense of loyalty nowadays at the coaching spot. We see that over at Arizona State with Kenny Dillingham, talking about how his family lives on the same street as him, a couple doors down. Jeff Brom at Louisville, an alum. This is a guy where he wants to be there, et cetera. You can go down the list like you alluded to there. I think nowadays you have to have a sense of loyalty to build long-term success and sustainability. And we're starting to see that with other guys like Will Stein at Kentucky, et cetera. So I think that's why I was a little bit surprised that Summerall didn't take that Auburn job. This is an Alabama native. But ultimately, the Florida gig is one where he could have a ton more resources over there in Gainesville. So I was a little surprised to not necessarily see him go to Auburn. But once Florida came in pushing and swinging for the fences, it made a little bit more sense. But yeah, loyalty and the ability to build long-term sustainability is key. But you're right, it's a new trend, and I think you're going to start to see that become more and more apparent over these next couple of years.
Yeah, we'll cut that part for Blake.
There you go.
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say anything about Blake Baker, but yeah, you're right about that too. You're right.
And I'll ask you this one just to wrap it up. Frank Wilson obviously has done an excellent job his entire career at LSU, but over the last couple of weeks, the last month, holding the rope and keeping this together. What do you expect to see the future hold for Frank Wilson at LSU or whatever else could happen?
Yeah, I think first off, what he's done on the recruiting trail it speaks volumes. I mean, the proof's in the product, right? He goes and gets who he wants. He was the primary recruiter for Lamar Brown, kept him committed to the program and didn't allow him to flip to A&M. I think what he's done from a roster perspective is really, really, really mind-blowing to keep this unit intact as it has. I mean, you could have seen guys flip right off the bat, but so far you've only seen one go elsewhere. So what Frank Wilson's done from a recruiting perspective is key. I think tomorrow is going to be really fun for LSU, by the way, during the early signing period. But the roster retention aspect, too, to not have anybody enter the portal during the season. You saw Ashton Stamps ultimately leave the program, but for him to keep it intact, it was awesome. I think Frank Wilson is a must-have on this staff. Whatever role you can put him in, you have to do it. I know the running backs coach situation could be a little bit unique. Is Ole Miss, is their coach, Lane Kiffin's from Ole Miss, going to come down here? We'll see. I would lean towards potentially that would be the case. But you got to find a role for Frank Wilson on this staff. You have to have Louisiana ties on this staff from a recruiting perspective. Frank Wilson is that to a T. He's a must-keep on this staff right now. You got to keep Frank. You got to keep Corey Raymond. And ultimately, keeping Blake Baker would be the cherry on top to that as well.
I'm right there with it. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate you, Noah. Y'all have a good one, guys.
Get some sleep, brother.
Yeah, rest up.
Yeah, I need it. I'm delirious right now, fellas.
Well, you crushed it.
At least it's not early signing day tomorrow. Yeah, one more day.
Yeah, I mean, you kidding me? Guys, tomorrow's going to be fun, by the way. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting dominoes fall their way.
I like that.
Oh,
all right.
That. A little tidbit on the way out.
There you go on the way out. We appreciate you. There he is, Zack Naggie from LSU on Sports Illustrated. Ole Miss on Sports Illustrated as well. What a dynamic duo to work and cover in this current standing, with it being LSU, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, everything that's gone into it to cover both is definitely an interesting piece. But I like the answer at the end with him saying to keep an eye on sign day tomorrow. We'll see what gets interesting there, any surprises in that mix. But ultimately, it is a new era for LSU, an exciting time for LSU as Lane Kiffin and his tenure has officially begun with the Tigers. I did like the answer that Zach gave when talking about Blake Baker, and the fact that the mindset's the exact same. It's the Kiffin, Lanning route, path, whatever you want to call it. It's really right there. It's right there for him to do it. I get the opportunities there, but I can't get my mind off of you have the chance to do something so I don't know,
cool.
Yeah, you can win national championships. You can get on with this be the yin to the yang for Lane Kiffin's offense to Blake Baker's defense. And yes, the opportunity at Tulane, it's there. And like I said, if he takes it, I understand it. I truly get it. But man, you see what Kirby did, where you win championships and then Georgia pops open and you'll get it. I don't think a Georgia level program will get up. What would be
I think
what would you name as a program that could?
Well, you mentioned Kirby Smart. That's why I think that this is that for him. It's his alma mater. Like that's why I kind of brought up the question. It's because like I don't know how much of an impact, but he like I don't know if he grew up with like I want to be a Tulane linebacker. Like I don't think that's a lot of people's this is. But at some point, there's a loyalty to the person or the program that gave you an offer. It's like they believed in me, so I feel like I spent 4 years of my life there, like every day for the football team. And it's like at some point, if you believed in me, it has to leave some sort of imprint on you. And for you talked about Kirby, obviously George is a totally different, but he played safety there, And you're still like that's why I kind of brought up. You're starting to see people that did things at programs that they were a part of. And they're going back to be the head coach of it. So I don't blame Blake Baker in the least.
At all.
But I do think there's parts of him that are probably going, man, LSU was awesome. My wife played soccer here. And I worked so hard to get it out from the 90th team, like defense in the country to 15. And now do I do that to get up and walk away and be a head coach? Or do I want to kind of see it through with, I mean, DJ Pickett ain't walking through that door at Tulane. Like, you have a chance to do something pretty special with it. Now you finally have an offense. And so like that's part of it. Like I can be a national champion, or I can go build something. And like Tulane's good, but it's not SEC LSU with Lane Kiffin.
Not at all. No, and I think it's in a great spot. Like it literally is. It's lined up for him to step in and keep running that race. Like literally from Fritz to Summerall, you saw there wasn't much of a drop off from one to the other. And then to go from Summerall to Baker, I think would be the same case. And so I'm really kind of almost working in my brain of like convincing myself that it would be the choice. Like it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it does. The more you talk about it, it makes sense for this to be the time that the pages turn and he takes the opportunity at Tulane, right? Like, is that where your brain leans more than anything?
The Tulane job's never going to be this attractive again, more than likely. You know, like they've had such a great run of making the right hires. So, like, it really is in what I would think almost is kind of like a stars align position for him. He's like, I've always wanted this job. Like, it is actually a really attractive destination right now. I could keep that going. Like, that's a big appeal. But at the same time, if I'm sitting here, I'm saying, I got, like, Lamar Brown coming. You know, I've got Pickett staying. I've got all this talent. And I could really make some noise. I mean, you have a bigger,
like to what end?
I mean, you have a bigger stage as the DC at LSU. If we get into the playoff, get into the top of the SEC sort of a thing, So, I'm trying to talk myself into it.
I know we're doing I'm in the same boat. It's these mental gymnastics of like.
Why would you leave? But I get why you would. But why would you really want to work
it's
that
really
hard?
Just like I just don't. I want you to.
I'm trying to do mental gymnastics of why he would stay. Like I think like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think the answer is like,
duh.
If the job is offered,
which it was,
he takes it. You know what I mean? Like it's all lined up where it's a program that's not in. You really don't have to build it back up, right? It's a program that they've done such a good job where. From Fritz to Summerall to now Blake Baker, it would be perfect. It'd be the perfect timeline, and it's his alma mater. It's a program that you can get into the playoff with. You get the 1G5 spot.
That's what I was about to say too.
Oh,
it's in a state that's nice. It's in a state that he loves. Right? He played football there. He's coached at LSU. He's been he's at Louisiana Tech. He's been all over the state. Right?
But at some point, don't you want, like, maybe because of what you've done at LSU and how hard it's been, don't you want the path, maybe just for a little bit, like the path of least resistance?
It's like take one.
No, like, it's like taking a gap year almost.
I don't disagree. But I just
Tulane
think,
will call it every time.
But I also think when the head coaching opportunity comes, what's the biggest knock against Blake Baker right now?
Nothing. He's not been a head coach before.
He hasn't been a head coach before, no experience. And so think about if you're the Summerall path is right there. Even he could stick it out at LSU and get offered the Auburn job in 3 years when they fire their coach.
Who wants
and they
to
do it again.
That? Do you really want to go coach at Auburn? Do you want to go coach at Florida?
We want the best.
Or you go to Tulane and the same job is offered.
And I guess how many people actually get into coaching with the idea of I'm just a coordinator? Everybody takes the swing.
Not many, like
Kirk Cignetti until
most-
he just got so bored at being good at that.
Yeah,
most
go to
take the
Indiana,
swings, right?
Like, why not? And now, but he's got, and Blake has the same kind of almost like personality to it, to where I can really make it like a statement and imprint, and it'd be me. Like I can,
Right.
like I don't have to be in. I mean, being in Brian, like, geez, this guy's walking in again.
And if I put myself in Blake Baker's shoes,
Do it
I'd take the job.
in cleats.
And I put myself in Blake Baker's cleats. I take the Tulane job, and it sucks because like literally, the marriage would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
A Kiffin Weiss offense with Blake Baker's defense
Terrifying.
would be perfect. It'd be the dream, right? That's why we've called it pie in the sky from the jump. Because it was always going to be this. The Tulane job was always going to be.
And who better to make a pie in the sky than a baker?
Oh.
And so now my
baker's dozen claps ready.
My prayer really is like somebody else step up and give a really good interview with Tulane, and they go another direction.
No, Tulane. I think that as much as LSU circled Lane Kiffin, they're like, that's it, or I don't know what we're gonna do. And with that same question, I haven't even gotten to the point. I'm still so post-coital from Lane Kiffin and that hiring to like, what if Blake Baker leaves? Who's on the list? And everybody
Right.
goes Durkin. He's like, I don't know another name.
Yeah, no, I mean you heard Nagy. That was his.
Yeah, I felt bad
That was
for
his
putting him on the
answer.
spot.
Like I.
And I just don't. It's we've been through this so many times, right? Where if you're breaking in a new coordinator, it can be so hit or miss, and it would just suck that if we finally get all this right on the offensive end and we bring in whoever Baker's replacement is and isn't quite the guy, and it takes 2 years of rebuilding or breaking. It just seems like wasted fucking time, and I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, I want to have my cake and eat it.
I just want to have fun.
Yeah, and this is perfect the way it is right now, and that's like that would be my pitch to Blake. Is like you don't have to like enjoy this for a little bit. We're in the good times right now.
She's like, Blake, why don't you think about me?
Right.
Blake.
I came here for you too.
No, me. I mean me.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know?
all of us.
Yeah.
Think about me.
No, I mean, it would be.
The interesting part of this is, I mean, Lane Kiffin mentioned it about himself. He's like, how many people have coached at 6 different places? Like, Jonathan was watching. He goes, I don't know if that's necessarily like a brag, because it is interesting dynamic to be, I guess, hired 6 times, but also fired 6 times.
He's like, I was still very young. Huh?
Yeah,
That's a lot of,
did a lot of
oh
did
my
some
God,
things.
Been around.
But because of that, he has a Rolodex of people he can call to be able to come be defensive coordinator, correct? Like you would think from all the names that he knows and from his father's expertise on that side of the ball, Nick Saban's expertise on that side of the ball, Pete Carroll's expertise on that side of the ball. You would think that they got some people that he could probably. It might be somebody that we have no clue.
I mean, you call Nick and you say, who would you suggest?
Right.
Again,
I mean,
where did he get Golding
another
from?
$1.5 million finder's fee?
Where did he get Golding from?
Hammond.
You know, where was Golding coaching before Ole Miss?
Alabama.
He was the Alabama defensive coordinator. Like, I mean, there's a tree that just keeps on giving, right?
The giving tree.
It's the giving tree.
And
it's
it
Nick
is,
Saban.
and it's not like when we had to kind of convince Baker to come over and take over this fucking awful defense, with.
Well, after we fired you, kind of.
Yeah, like this is going to be, it would immediately be the most coveted open defensive coordinator position in the country.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you could get,
Yeah.
I mean, really whoever you set your mind to, but it's just like you've already got.
LSU just has to fire up the printing press one more time.
Yeah, just,
Charlie Weiss, here's $6 million.
Yeah, who wants $8 million to coordinate?
Yeah, there's the $3 million a year to the defensive coordinator.
Fucking chicken tenders.
No, I mean,
selling?
credit
A lot.
Credit to the money people at LSU.
Yeah.
It has literally not been a problem whatsoever. Hey, Lane, we'll cover your incentives at Ole Miss.
Right, that was the one that blew my mind.
I mean, like, 2 claps for the money people at LSU.
Yeah.
Ready.
Tax return.
It hasn't been an issue whatsoever. Like, they deserve all the credit in the world. They've made this process as simple as possible because
it's not been an issue.
It hasn't
and
been
that's
a problem.
the funniest thing about what have we always heard about LSU? Well, where are they gonna? They're gonna
Right.
poor people. Those poor folks down in Louisiana, they ain't got no money like that.
Right.
Every time it's something, guess what's always happened? Shake this tree. Here's $50 million. What luck?
That's you patting your pockets when a homeless guy's asking you for a buck. You're like, I don't have it.
I don't know cash on me.
We're kind of poor down here. I don't know. It's like
that was the national narrative. It's since I've been alive. It's how could LSU afford to? They can't afford to get him every time. No, you can't afford the buyout.
Credit to the money
every time.
And they're like, whatever we do, we will not sign another coach with a buyout like that, okay? And then
immediately
with a bigger buyout. With, it's like
it's the most Louisiana thing ever, and I love it.
Just stop pretending.
Right. We're not all rich, but there are some rich people,
and they love LSU football.
That's all that matters because
it's all we got.
If LSU football makes money.
Well, that's the thing.
Everybody had that.
It is literally the engine of the state. If LSU football makes money, the whole state makes money. It's the case. Like, and the funny thing is, where has LSU played the national championship every time they've been in it?
Right.
Except, maybe 1958. I don't know where they played then, but it's an hour drive. They play in New Orleans every time. That brings even more money into the state. It's
like oil and gas.
It's unbelievable.
LSU football, end of economy.
There is some breaking news this morning as LSU has a transfer portal.
Somebody entering the transfer
portal. Jelani Watkins, LSU wide receiver, track star. The dual sport phenomenon.
He's a track
dual sport phenom, as Hayes Fawcett calls him. Has entered plans to enter the transfer portal. His agent told On 3 Sports. So that is another wide receiver. That is the second wide receiver.
Interesting.
Kylan Billiot and Jelani Watkins now both entering the transfer portal.
That's Brian Kelly's fault. I just wanted to see one go ball.
That's all. Yep. That was it.
Just wanted to see him run as fast as he could.
It would have been nice.
You know what else takes a hit? College football 26.
It does.
Because that was a little.
Dude,
wanted to sneak him in here at 99 speed.
Player.
Who's that?
I think the biggest thing, and this is the thing about KB and about Jelani, is they didn't really get run at LSU, and it's like Zach said, it's reserved looking for PT elsewhere because Lane's an offensive guy. So people could look at it and be like, wow, offensive players are leaving with Lane Kiffin coming in. What's the problem? Well, the problem is Lane's bringing his own people in, right? So you have to make a decision that's best for yourself. So best of luck to both Billiot and to Jelani Watkins.
Probably both end up at Tulane.
And that's something that we commented on when we were doing the Ole Miss player breakdowns was how well Lane had recruited in terms of guys that do exactly what he needs them to do. He didn't have the recruiting prowess here, right? But he found dudes that fit his position so well, and that was such the thing that he did so expertly. That it kind of would make sense for some of these guys to be like, look, he's going to bring in. He knows exactly what he wants, and if I'm not it, I'm going to go.
No, I never got to
very
play
fast somewhere else.
Right. And it's almost the antithesis of what LSU did in the portal. Right, like he went and got obviously very good players, but players that he knew how to utilize. LSU just said, "Give me all of them.
Give me the best talent, and we'll figure out how to do it." And they did.
And that was a terrible strategy considering the man that is in charge of figuring it out had no interest in figuring it out. Y'all roll the ball out. Here's $1 million, $2 million. I mean, y'all figure it out. Okay, well, I have no direction. There's no. You can't just go play recess. That's what he tried to do.
Yeah, no, and it didn't work. But that's the thing.
No shit. That's how we ended up here. It actually did work. It was a perfect plan.
No, it's funny. I was telling
long play.
I was telling the
I'll get $53 million. You get Lane Kiffin.
I was telling the Central High basketball coach on Sunday. I was like, I won't be at practice tomorrow. The presser's at 3:30, so I won't be able to make it. He was like, isn't it crazy when we were talking about you coming back on and coaching this year? You were like, well, we got to make sure what it looks like. LSU was 2-0 at this point when I was on the phone with them, and so they were number 3 in the country. I was like, it just depends with how the college football playoff shakes out. We'll have to cover with LSU. And he was like, isn't it crazy that, a month ago we were talking about the college football playoff and LSU getting in the way of you coaching, and now it's a new coaching hire? I was like.
And it's still in the way?
It happened pretty fast. I was like, it happened pretty fast.
Thank God.
And then
thank God to the money.
Yeah. I credit the money people. They've made it not an issue.
Thank you, Texas A&M.
Like, it really is crazy that, like, the mindset was – there's not people do it.
Fuck it.
there's the money. There's the cash. And I don't know how many of them were in the room yesterday, but everyone was dressed very nice on the left side of the room. I'll tell you that
It's
much.
probably.
I think that's your spontaneous applause portion of the crowd.
Yeah.
They're like, we bought a good
money
one.
goes paid. All right.
We bought a good one.
Good spin. Yeah.
This sure is a pretty pony we bought.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheer for it. God damn it, I'm getting my claps in.
Hey,
y'all like this, right?
you know how hard it was for me not to clap?
Yeah,
I'm
of
sitting there
course.
like, hands back in my lap. Me and Poggi.
I just assumed I'm an idiot. Also,
Big time.
glad I didn't go, because definitely would have gotten him a water. I would have made
I
it.
get
it
Lloyd
would have made.
texted me
You were really harping on that point.
In the-
He
he
seems
texted
so
me,
You fucked it up again.
in the middle of the presser because Lane he was doing the little.
I mean, it started from the first sentence. He says he
And
sounds thirsty.
Lloyd texted me, "Go get him a water."
Oh my God, he sounds thirsty.
Well, I mean, we had Ed Orgeron do the same thing. Hey, wait, T-Boy, give me a water. It's like, okay, he's just running this thing. Like, we are in for an absolute circus because he doesn't care. It's not like I need to keep this all power through. It's like, give me a goddamn water, boy. Like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it now.
Yep. Hey,
good.
Get that man a
that
water.
man owns it.
Get that man a water.
But Lane needed a water because he can't double down on the Coca-Cola. What's in this? Bad for you.
Yeah, I think yesterday overall was a win for LSU.
Yeah,
It was a big step in the right direction
Agreed.
of just confirming. Yes, so it's not just confirming that there he is. He's got the lapel pin on. He's got a purple tie. It's LSU. There he is.
It really was the overarching sentiment was, it still felt like, is this real?
Right. It was like something you've dreamed about for so long, right? Talking about Lane Kiffin and LSU. TJ LSU dad. I mean, what year was that when he put that out? Like 2017? About Lane Kiffin coming and coaching at LSU?
You gotta walk out the tunnel.
And then you saw him up there and you were like, it's actually him.
Well, especially just with how excruciating the last few days were. You know, it just made it that much harder to believe because you're just like, oh God, if anybody has like this much time to sit and think about something, you know, it's like you can really talk yourself into
anything.
Don't leave, you know, because all the pressure's there. They're all around you, you know, like you're in this position. So you're just sort of like, this ain't going to fucking happen. Like it should happen. Like he'd be crazy not to come here, but it's us. You know, like good things don't happen.
It's one of the, if ever, you circled a candidate and got the candidate that everybody knew about. It wasn't the Brian Kelly, like we're operating in the shadows.
You're
like, whoa.
You fucking hired who?
Yeah.
Right.
This was the Tom Herman. Like, even get to that where it's announced on the ticker, and we're so scorned that we're like, well, that doesn't mean anything. Like, they announced Lane Kiffin to be LSU's next head coach. Like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
Like, it's ESPN and don't care. Yeah. Or even with Les Miles, with Kirk Herbstreit was like, he's taking the Michigan head coaching job, and at that point in our lives, we're like, don't leave, Les. You're going to play in an SEC championship and the outside shot of a national championship, which ended up happening. But he had to go have a press conference. He said, my damn strong football team, we're about to go win an SEC championship. We're like, what is happening? It's always something. And then finally you get to yesterday, like, lock the door.
Lock it.
Right. Like, just in case. And that's what is one of the biggest wins, even without winning, is that you actually got the guy that it feels like is the perfect guy for the job. We'll see what happens, but
and even if things
the
do
ceiling
have
is
to crash
very
and
high.
burn, at least it's going to be entertaining.
Exactly.
It's not going to be a boring disaster like this past year.
I will defend this man until I die.
Until I die. X Soda gave us his $10 super chat. We back Tigers. Let everyone hate because they know we are the sleeping giant of college football. What happened versus A&M is our Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
In Japan saying what they just woke up. We coming. Matthew Conkle, Tiger, Train, Trinidad.
And yeah.
See if we make it happen.
The Trinidad and Tobago flag is quite prominent.
It is.
It also looks like the Ole Miss flag, which is interesting. In terms of just the colors. You can't actually make the emoji of the Ole Miss flag, I'd imagine.
No, I don't think you can.
I don't think people want to see that one. Unless you're in Mississippi.
We'll be in Oxford next year with Big Roe. Roe booked it. He said, hey, road trip.
Road trip.
Make it happen. It's going to be an interesting couple of days as time moves on. Tomorrow is signing day, early signing day, national signing day, whatever you want to call it. It's signing day tomorrow. We'll make sure we'll be live tomorrow morning. They start rolling in early, So we'll keep a tracker on it as we go in the morning. You heard Nagy say it right there. It should be a fun day. So
Darby.
make sure you stay tuned in. What you want to read over? You want to read the class?
Oh yeah, I have a Darby, Dick Anderson, Lamar Brown.
Dick Anderson.
That's all I know.
I will read you through the LSU football 2026 commits right now. Let's see. 2026 LSU Tigers football commits. Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson, Deuce Geralds, that's defensive line. Trenton Henderson, edge rusher. Bryson Martinez, offensive tackle. Havon Finney, cornerback. Jabari Mack, wide receiver. Dylan Purter, safety. Kenny Darby, wide receiver. Aiden Hall, safety. Bryson Cooley, offensive tackle. Isaiah Washington, safety. Desrian Ellis, cornerback. Kervin Johnson, Jr., wide receiver. Jalen Chapman, interior offensive lineman. That is currently the 11th ranked class in the country and has the number 1 player in the country committed in Lamar Brown. Richard Anderson is the number 1 defensive lineman in the country, with Deuce Geralds as the number 3 D lineman in the country. Also the number 10 offensive tackle committed, and Bryson Martinez, the number 12 edge rusher, number 14 corner, number 15 safety. So obviously an impressive class that they've been able to hold together, and we'll see if they can make any other noise, if they can get some flips or make anything happen. As you saw,
Not a lot, but quality.
No, you got 100. I mean, you're the number 1 player in the country committed.
Yeah, that's what I was interested to see.
Anytime you got 2 5-stars in the defensive line, it's a good day.
And there's a handful of names that have popped up. The wide receiver commit that was committed to Oklahoma and then decommitted, and there's a prediction put in for him to flip to LSU. He was obviously in the facility Sunday night. His name, I think, Braylon Allen, something.
We'll learn it tomorrow.
We will learn it tomorrow. And then the quarterback from LCA that was committed to Virginia Tech, decommitted from Virginia Tech. This isn't any inside source. I'm just the fact that he went to LCA and he decommitted right after Lane Kiffin got hired.
I'm not the smartest man.
I'm not the smartest man, but I mean, maybe. And so we'll see how it ends up shaking out tomorrow. But like Nagy said, stay tuned. Stay locked in, pay attention.
After he said that, now that I'm looking at it, it does make sense that LSU could have the potential for, like,
Well, then also some decommits from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That,
and it doesn't have to be signed tomorrow.
Right.
But it could be like, let's kick the can a little bit. Like, oh, he's not going to Ole Miss. He's not going to, it's just an interesting dynamic because if you're a skill player from Louisiana and you finally have somebody that you go, Lane Kiffin would be fun to play for.
I mean, if you're Jabari Mack and you're Kenny Darby and you're just looking, you're like,
yeah. Kenny Darby's like, I'm committing at 8 a.m.
Sold.
Everybody can come.
But yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow will be a signing day episode as we will be live during some of the early morning commitments because they really start rolling in early.
Get the fax machine going.
They start getting them things going. So make sure you stay tuned in tomorrow. I'm sure JD will join us as well.
He will.
As he's seen how many coaching changes? He got here right before Saban.
Mm-hmm.
Saban, Les, Ed, Kelly, Kiffin. This is Coach 5.
Great question by him yesterday.
Great question.
Got the ball rolling.
JD got the Tiger Stadium question out there. Let him talk about Death Valley for a minute. So we'll see what sign day looks like tomorrow. But I do think it's time for us to connect athletically, go 13 for 13, and close this thing out. We appreciate all of you joining us here on this Tuesday morning, or joining us every single morning and hanging out with us. It has been a very, very fun time. We have eclipsed 11,000 subscribers over the last couple of weeks, and the numbers have been excellent. And so we appreciate everybody that's been locked in with us, hopping into the Tingle & Co. train as we ride right next to the Lane train. And we've enjoyed covering this.
These are parallel train tracks in your mind?
They are.
Seems inefficient.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It is fun.
There you go.
Yeah, I like
can
it.
just talk across the tracks,
Yeah.
Hey. Just like that. Matthew Caldwell, $2 super chat. Skill players are great, but please God get no line. Yes, that is high on the to-do list. Along with what Nagy said on his to-do list, I think the O-line should be high on that list.
I just really want to see what we're going to do with quarterback. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, the quarterback position is going to be a big one, whether it's talking about high school recruits at that position, transfer portal. Like, you've got to rebuild that room, right? For a room that's always been said to be in such a good spot.
It currently is.
Really, at LSU under BK, because it has been.
Yeah.
It's not. Like,
Yeah,
it's
suddenly
not in a good spot
that
right
depth
now.
is just.
You've got it. You've not recruited.
But hey, who
quarterbacks.
better?
We'll see what happens.
Let's connect.
Let's do it.
Connect athletically.
Let's connect athletically. All right.
You remember when Alabama had that little floozy in the skirt working the fax machine? Those were the good old days.
I have a name.
Oh, you want to wear one tomorrow?
It's the money.
Oh, she got money now. All right.
Wall, Banchero, Towns, Odin. Those are all number one picks, I believe.
Oh,
yes, they are.
Interesting.
What?
The way he's doing, I didn't know you could do it that way. No, that's fine. There's one.
There we go.
You can click it over here.
Come on.
Mean Joe Green, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Broadway Joe, and then
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
There you go.
Smoking that Joe
Those are all
Frazier
Joes.
Joe's.
That's the purple
Let's
one.
see.
Wow.
What does the purple mean? Do those mean anything? The colors?
Yeah, it's the
There you
level
go.
of difficulty.
Oh, yep, Tennessee. You're the only 10 I see.
Oh!
Oh, the Commodores. The Commodores, the Volunteers.
Nashville.
That's 5 then. So which 4?
Nashville. So it's going to be, right?
Well, that's Memphis.
That's
That's
Memphis.
Memphis.
Nashville Preds. Tennessee. Where's Tennessee? Is it not Nashville? Where is it?
The Titans are in Nashville.
Yeah. Commodores are in Nashville.
Let's hold off. Let's call our Jets.
Let's do the other one.
Oh, this is.
Because it could
Oh
be.
yeah, this
wait,
is that.
That's
That's
it.
the
AFC.
AFC South.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, Tennessee. That was the total rub.
I hate making mistakes.
It's all right. Shake back. The AFC South.
Who would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it?
Sauce
Who'd have thought
Gardner.
that the Patriots are like really good?
Me?
Did you watch them last night?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what. How did you let Vrabel? Like,
I guess. Yeah.
people's
you're
egos
right.
are insane to me.
You're right. You're right. I mean, they're good. Drake May's good.
I got Drake May in Dynasty.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kayshawn Booty's good. Shout out, never sold the stock. Well, they won 33-15 last night. Drake made 24-31, 282, 2 tuds. Travion Henderson,
Good
All
pick.
of a sudden playing
great
football.
pick.
Yes, you gotta. This is a little bit
Kayshawn
trickier.
Booty,
'cause
4
it-
catches, 35
There
yards,
you
and a tud.
So exit out of this. This one. Over here. Just click. We always do celebrity mashup first, so Noah can get his rocks off.
Hey, it's Adele. And then, who's wearing?
Right click. Enable keyboard.
Is that?
Click that.
Who would be wearing that outfit?
That'd be
Adele's
that'd be
face.
Colonel Sanders.
And Stringer looking good.
Yeah, oh, Adele. She doesn't eat that anymore. She got skinny.
Rod Stewart.
That's Rod Stewart. That's what I was thinking. The hair. I don't know why he has a Colonel Sanders tie on.
He does quite the fit.
I wonder if I can,
Yeah.
I wonder if I can find that photograph on Google.
Fucking weird.
He's a weird guy, huh?
Weird look, Rod.
What's this name? Ziggy Wilf is a chairman and co-owner of this NFC North team. So the NFC North is
Bears.
Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings.
So it's not the.
Ziggy's a Minnesota.
You think so?
I think so.
Ziggy
Prince.
Wilf.
I have no info.
Or is he like the
I think it's the Bears.
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
Not the Packers because they don't have.
But don't they have like the first among equals guy? You know, there's like
It's not the Packers.
in charge of.
Right.
I
King
don't think
Packers.
it's the Bears.
I think it's the Vikings.
Let's go Vikings.
I was gonna do Vikings.
Right.
You may
But I don't
know
know.
Minnesota Vikings, and
Yeah.
Minnesota name.
it's a Minnesota name. Drafted 4th overall by the Clippers. This forward later, yeah, Lamar Odom.
Crack.
Lamar Odom, who was on crack. Remember that?
seen Entourage?
Lamar Odom?
Let's talk about Entourage.
I don't know. This Eastern Conference. Oh, this is the NHL. I don't know. We'll wait for you guys.
1993, this Eastern Conference team set an NHL record by winning 17 consecutive regular season games.
The Chicago
Black Hawks. The Red Wings.
Black Hawks.
Oh, the Black Hawks, and you got your Red Wings.
Blue Jackets.
Yellow Jackets.
That's not a hockey team.
Green Jacket.
The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ah, Mario
Lemieux. That's a
Geography.
There you go, Jonathan.
Maybe. Read.
What does this say?
The Itapu Dam is one of the largest hydroelectric dams in the world, and it lies on the Parana River. Parana? I know how to spell piranha, but that's not that version of it.
I mean, so Brazil, what, they touch Argentina?
Chile.
The name of the river.
Not, they don't touch Chile.
Paraguay. Because I know Paraguay borders it, but.
Let's do that.
Paraguay.
But it also sounds more indigenous, which makes me think it could be like up on the north, like Bolivia.
The Parana.
But you know, the Paraguay thing is as good a guess as anything. Yeah.
Para. Para nuts.
Paradise.
Hey!
Oh!
Wyatt.
I love when we have smart individuals that choose to work with us.
Yes. It always feels good.
Makes their
Chain
parents
restaurants,
feel
let's
good.
go.
All right.
Yes.
With over 400
Canoa,
locations, this fast casual chain's logo features an outline of an elbow pasta and offers dishes like mac and cheese, pad thai, pasta fresca, spaghetti and meatballs, and ramen.
Why? It's a terrible idea for a restaurant.
It's just a pasta place. It's just a noodle place.
Right.
I've never been to this noodle establishment.
I don't have any.
400.
I've never heard of a.
It's not that many 400, really. And like,
I guess not in the.
Well, no, I mean, but I'm concerned of the spread.
You don't like the. I mean, it is interesting
mac
that
and
I
chai,
can have
mac and chai.
I can have mac and pad thai. Noodles and Company.
Noodles and Co.
Noodles and Co. I've never heard of that ever.
We got a team with Noodles
Is
and
there
Co.
one in Louisiana?
I think they're all in Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
You want pad thai and macaroni and cheese?
Noodles and Company.
Sounds like an airport disaster.
Yeah, no, they have.
Sounds like a Nathan for you.
It's a thing I call big flavor nihilism.
Okay.
It's that, it's like that the diners, drive-ins, and dives kind of guy.
It's like a Midwestern place.
It's like when you put, you're like sausage, egg roll pizza.
Oh yeah.
But you roll it up into a chimichanga and you put
You
it
got
on
20 minutes to eat
savory
it,
ice cream.
or I'll shoot you in the head.
Kind of just like American bullshit mashup cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
Big flavor nihilism.
That's just the Midwest.
It's my.
We don't really just get fat.
That's
You
Noodles
can have
and Company's
whatever
in the
you
Midwest.
want.
Lego Masters, Skating with Celebrities, Playing It Straight, Man vs. Beast, and Stars on Mars have been reality shows that aired on what major network? That is Fox
News.
Those could be made up and I wouldn't have any idea. Those could just be parodies.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson played Mark Wahlberg's dad in this 2017 comedy sequel. This would be Daddy's Home.
Daddy's
Home 2.
It would be the sequel.
Well, the sequel would be 2.
Daddy's Home. I watched a different one of that.
Of course you would say something of the sort. In 1986, Run DMC collaborated with Aerosmith for a cover of this 1975 hit song.
Trip
Walk
This Way.
Huh?
What? Crump.
Bang.
Hey, we did that ourselves. Except for the hockey.
Except for the hockey. We don't know hockey.
Shout out to the chat.
And we won't
And
learn.
Noodles. We didn't know Noodles and
Noodles
Company
and Co.
either.
Yeah.
No Noodles and Co.
Can you Google Noodles and Co. real quick?
I
So you have
looked
to so watch this. You go right click, keyboard unenabled, and now you can hit. There you go.
Noodles and Company.
I just want to see what it looks like.
Images. Let's see.
Oh, they cater.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna read the menu here. The Noodles and Company menu 2025. It's just every different type. You can get steak stroganoff, spaghetti and meatballs, pad thai,
steak stroke me off.
Bangkok curry,
Oh,
Indonesian peanut saute, Buttered noodles?
Garlic bacon crunch mac and cheese with a side of chili garlic
It
ramen.
almost seems like they're intentionally avoiding it.
And a Snickers pie.
They have one in like every other state.
They're just intentionally avoiding
We
Louisiana.
don't want that here.
Yeah, what would happen?
I don't like this.
No,
It's a bold decision. Like,
it's a
It seems like
crazy
such a
idea.
stupid. No, it
Quite
seems
the
like such a
concept.
stupid idea that it almost seems like of course it works. Because people are dumb.
Oh, you
and
can get any
just want to go to the
noodle you want.
fucking
yeah,
noodle
which is a
restaurant.
place. Like, what do you mean noodle?
For
Like,
those nights that your family's like, I want noodles, but I want a different type of noodles.
I want
I want
do?
Olive Garden. No, but I want Panda Express.
We didn't get a
We're gonna have to go to
divorce because
Noodles
of noodles
and
mac and
Coke.
cheese.
Looks like we're going to Noodles and Company. Thank God
Yeah,
they
thank
make
God.
one.
I'd be a wife
That's
beater if I
probably
didn't
what
go to
happened.
Noodles
The
and
person
Coke.
that created it, that's his family. They were all struggling.
It's like, well, my marriage was falling apart because we were always fighting about noodles. My kid was hooked on methamphetamines.
He won't eat
My-
a thing but noodles.
My wife wanted
12-year-old
pad thai.
son.
My boy wouldn't have nothing but butter noodles. I liked mac and cheese. My daughter liked spaghetti.
And I was going to family annihilate.
Yeah.
I had bought the gun.
But instead,
We got
I
noodles.
traded it in for noodles.
Noodles and
and
Company.
Holy shit. What if I just put them all in one house?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Or this could be like a family that's like just purely adopted.
Maybe.
Like you have a son that's from Italy,
I
a
guess
daughter that's from Asia.
It does reach all ethnicities. You know
It
what I mean?
does.
Like all countries of origin.
You can't believe this place exists.
It's just like, hey, what if we didn't do anything good?
What else could you do this with? What other food? Like noodle is the most.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
the-
you could do different rice. People do rice different. You can do a Mexican rice. You
Yeah.
can do fried
Spanish
rice.
rice.
You can do jambalaya. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do all the different types of rices.
Jollof?
Whenever Bangkok got Joel off.
It's a West African
Oh,
dish.
with my pay way.
What else could you do it with? I mean,
Like a meat pie, a pierogi.
yeah, you can do a meat pie, meat pie company.
A wonton don.
Yeah,
There's anything that you
multiple
fold.
type of meat pies.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, really,
not a good idea. I wouldn't pitch it as a restaurant.
I mean, really, you could just do like a chicken place, but there's just so many different types of chicken. You know what I mean? Like
Chicken curry.
You can do chicken curry. You can do sesame chicken.
General
You can do
Tso's
fried
chicken,
chicken. You
fried
can do,
chicken.
You can do all the different chickens.
Smothered chicken.
Chickens.
Just plain chicken.
Live
For your-
chick-
for
chicken
your-
tender.
For your white
Raw
folk, you can just
chicken.
have boiled chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Potatoes, some spuds.
Yeah, potatoes.
Oh, you have the fixins.
Chicken on fixins?
I didn't know we had so many fixins. See, that's why Noodles and Company shouldn't work. We tried this with Spuds and Co. Just start another one.
Fixins?
Spuds.
It's the funniest one-word joke maybe ever.
I know we were so.
We have to play the clip. I don't know if everybody knows it. We have
The
to play
joke
the
is
clip.
just them saying the word fixins funny.
fixins.
The fixins. Oh my gosh, the fixins.
It's a shock.
Do you remember? Do you know the clip we're
Oh,
talking
you know what we're talking
about?
about? Eastbound and
Yeah,
down
White needs to learn.
fixins.
White needs to learn about the fixins.
Oh, you get all the fixins.
All the fixins.
This is when Stevie has the
the
chin implants,
The
right?
chin.
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna get flagged for this, but it's
the
so goddamn
context.
funny.
Yeah, that funny. That show's so funny.
the context.
Oh,
And the
this show is so criminally underrated.
Especially the later seasons. Everyone like the first season was properly lauded, I thought, but then the
positive
other
thing go
seasons
down
are
for
The
you?
show was
insane.
so consistent. and good.
Yeah,
Down,
it never wasn't funny.
How long
How long you
with
been
her?
with her?
How long you been with her?
Hey, you take it out of that. Hey.
This is good. This is good. This is good TV right here.
It is. Well, see, actually, I watched a show that had him in it. What was his name?
Oh no, I mean, I was waiting while they Google.
Yeah, of course. What's his name? Why can't I
Danny
remember?
McBride?
No, the guy that did the fart noise in that video. Michael Pena.
Oh,
He was in a serious role in
Yeah.
All Her Fault. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't see that one.
On Peacock.
Click it.
It just came out.
You know how you said we don't want to be fucking Pinkberry? Well, what do you think of starting with something along the lines of, boom, that kiosk right there. Check it out. This is how it's going to work. First, We'll get people's attention with how hot and how banging our waitresses are, right? And then when they walk over, they're gonna smell those baked potatoes cooking in the microwave, and ka-ching, we're making money, 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 money.
No diggity, no doubt. I'd like to bag it up. This is fucking wonderful, Holmes. I'm loving how you sexualize the food.
We're gonna get banned. Can't just be streaming shows.
Just copyright infringement. The show.
The Feaksons.
This is the one that always gets me because it's just the blooper. It's okay. Kenny Powers doesn't care. He's got other things to worry about. Danny McBride.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, I don't think he's the one that
Not
comes
like a
after
larger
Verge.
section for the fixins. You know what I'm talking about? I want to have a wide variety of sauces and shit.
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna have that big a variety of sauces and fixins.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Oh, really? I didn't know you were gonna have that big a variety of sauces and fixins.
Only amendment I would have is I'd like a larger section for the fixins. You know what I'm talking about? I want to have a wide variety of sauces and shit.
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna have that big a variety of sauce.
I don't want to get banned.
All right.
The We appreciate you guys hanging out with us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Shout out Noodles and Co.
Shout out Noodles and Company. We're gonna find our way to one.
Noodles and Co. Call us.
One of
Whenever
these
we go.
days.
No
We're gonna
Louisiana
find one on a
locations.
road trip.
Mm-hmm. Where's the closest Noodles and Co?
Every
It
other
sounds
state.
like it's looking to me like we're gonna have to do it when we go to. It's gonna have to be like an Omaha thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, Midwest. Just portly little
So I
fuckers.
can see if there's one close to Omaha. Yeah, there's. There we go.
They do seem to avoid.
When we go to Omaha, there's literally two
South
Noodles and
version.
Company in Omaha.
Oh, disgusting.
So when
That makes
Jay,
so much sense.
When Father Jay brings us back,
That's right. Noodles
we're
and Company
going
on
to Noodles
me.
and Company. Go boy.
The collaboration
We'll
the world
see
never
you guys.
needed.
We'll see you guys there. Noodles and Co. Tingle and Co. Let's make it happen. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m.